Section 305 of the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, 1999, as amended, 2025, and I so do. By this declaration, the Governor of Rivers State, Mr. Sɪᴛᴜᴛᴇʀ his deputy, Mrs. Ngozi Odu, and all elected members of the House of Assembly, nominate Vice Admiral Advocate Ibas, retired, as administrator of doubt. This declaration does not affect the judicial arm of Rivers State, which shall continue to function in accordance with their constitutional regulations and may be found necessary to do a noted.
FM. I'm always glad to have a conversation around evidence of democracy, social contracts. And if you're coming to me to ask for votes, what am I get? Protection of lives and properties of the people that are voted into office. These are the questions that a lot of people turn for you to get into office, and you're expected to fix the roads, improve public infrastructures, and improve a point where I can sue you for breach of public breach that out on Tuesday evening at exactly 7:05 p.m. President Bola Ahmed Tinubu invoked the Section 305 subsection 1, 3 and 5 of the Nigerian 1999 Constitution as amending a lot of issues surrounding it, and to session and 10 even and 43 man assembly, and then that as something as important as government in a state should go beyond the Senate. It was becoming really rowdy, and then the president of the Nigerian, they approved the decision of Mr. President to declare state of emergency, between the Senate and the reps, and of course bringing some, and now the suspended governor. Talking about the FCT minister, Barrister News, also asked questions. Does the president have the right to suspend a democratically elected officer, or official rather? Was it right to have president's administration? We saw it played out. It is the administration of former President Adamawa and Yobe State because of insurgency, but a lot of people have also come out to wonder that under his life threatened, had his senatorial victory revoked, not sworn in. There has been a whole lot of issues, groups, even the establishment of Redoku, a former governor from 1999 to 2007 in Lagos, the national leader of the largest democracy in Africa, the sixth largest state, is under the military operation. Now we have a military administrator. Taking my time in the last 2 days to read through all of the provision of the Constitution, and I will tell you for a fact that this, or maybe a reference rather, or perhaps is at probably any little provocation said to just declare state of emergency and suspend the governor of the state. There is already a precedence to that. In 2025, specifically on the 18th of March there's a lot we need to learn about in case of meeting me from 4 to 5:30 p.m. We'll also have the opportunity on having a guest on Friday because of how loaded the week had always been. Well, you're welcome to the leadership of Senator, District Senator. Of course, on that same Monday, I had warrants that Port Harcourt is peaceful, even though the boys in the creek are getting agitated. Peaceful. That was on Monday, and by evening to have warranted the declaration of the state of emergency, but of drums of war. The Jᴏɪr councillor, the governor of the state, is saying that when there is time, when I'm ready to fight, preemptive measures to stop breakdown of law and of emergency. Does it also involve that you should suspend a democratically elected governor in a state? Then for the cooperation of the people of Rivers, he addressed them yesterday after tolerate any level of distortion of peace but I'm one of you. South Governors Forum on their stand on the declaration of state of emergency in Rivers State. A lot of statement yesterday saying that no, I'm not a part of this. I'm not a part of this illegality, and 𝐻𝐡𝐞 back also released a station of that particular one. And I also saw Groby saying that the members had been counted and that decision party in all of this drama. If you look at the composition of the Nigerian third majority, the APC don't have a two-third majority in the Senate. What happens to the senators from the Labour Party? What happens to from the People's Democratic Party? What did they do? And they were literally no nail on the floor of that by President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. Well, let me read through so that you understand what I'm talking about the composition. All party has 7. SDP has 2, both of them is vacant in the Senate. For the House of Representatives, as at the last count, until 2 other members were 8. For the People's Democratic Party, the Labour Party with 35, NC has 2, SDP has 2, there's YY 72 senators, which is the 2/3, and of course, vote in support. They still will not get the 2/3 majority because you need 72. And even if the National Assembly had 48 hours and that was activated, and also the Senate presided over by distinguished certification, were they discerning voices, were they allowed to speak for Nigerians and speak truth to power? Well, my friend as a politician in Nigeria and say you don't know the truth, so they don't need to be told. If this was a decision, okay, let's flip the coin. So let's flip the coin. Okay, let's imagine that it was Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu that was still in the opposition. Well, yesterday there was an announcement for a coalition past governor of Kaduna State and recently resigned his appointment, or his Sɪᴛᴜᴛ was also on that table. And the former minister, as the opposition yet again failed. Of people are asking, what would have happened if the coalition of the opposition, the decision of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu? I mean, I'm not instigating anything. I'm just the people and for the people. The reason why the people was okay, join the conversation. A lot of calls that we couldn't pick during the week to break all of these things down. And he talked about the politics of governance and the law of God. He blamed President Bola Ahmed Tinubu for not playing his leadership role properly by 7 members, plus the 4 that are loyal to the suspended the now reinstated speaker, Right Honorable Assembly. The president just called all of the Lagos as being political solutions to the drama in Rivers State. But demolish a state House of Assembly without him recognizing them. And so one road in Iirsᴛᴜ that I collected form for all of the aspirants and candidates in a state. The political dreams and aspirations of other people. Now that things fell apart and the center could like it or not, democracy is a suspension in Rivers State. The only arm of government that is functional is the judiciary. And how the General Olotunji was brought in as he saw the power and the wealth that comes with being. Do you think the crisis in Rivers government under the control of Boko Haram? True. The state in Nigeria where residents of those states are paying taxes. The state in Nigeria where you can barely travel by road because you're going to be kidnapped. Kidnappers are being turbaned. And we need to tell ourselves the simple truth. But I want to hear the truth from you this afternoon. You're welcome. Your name and where you joining me from?
This is how the government of President Ahmed Bola Tinubu will continue to govern the affairs of Nigeria in 2027 of an executive pendant in Rivers State like he did. Majority of the time. So I see no reason why this should happen. And when he failed like a job don't mature, did you know whether John that mature that is talking about? He knew that Wike and Ubara. Okay, from tomorrow, next tomorrow now you see Wike begin to talk anyhow.
Right, the edition of the Situation Room, like a lot of calls, or read a lot of messages in the course of because of how loaded the conversation.
No, what all is feudalism?
Your name and where are you joining me from?
We will compromise all the old institutions, houses in Abuja. That means, so that is what happened in Rivers. A civil state, so you now create state of emergency there, which is wrong. So you can see the partiality in all these things so far. So it's without justice. Democracy is better than.
I think I know the person. This is the one. So if anyone says, the worst form of democracy is better than 6 months, because as it is now, the constitution has been seen, have also been suspended. The people who have the responsibility of executing project, which are the executive, have also explained that for one of the people that led the front of these kind of problems. Let me have your thoughts. 0913-600-0410. I would also read your messages in. Okay.
Yeah, this is my first time coming into your calling into your program.
But you've always listened.
Yeah, already. Really shows that 2027, the Senate, one person holds the Senate, one person holds everything. I always tell one of my friends that I'm a compete against APC. Then, second, this government always full of, solving issue the hard way. Very short, I will sack it.
Because the president can sack it.
You don't need approval from Nigeria putting all the whole country, on the toe. Just because of one person. And you try to go the hard way, breaking all different laws that will lead to impeachment. Okay, that is number 2. Then number 3, I always tell my friend that I am not. What happened between Wike and Fubara? Go and defend. Now, you now withdraw the military. You are talking about the military is over. Kogi or military to defend, to fight against them. It's not that you have not.
We've constantly, talked about the fact that the Nigerian police are understaffed. The Nigerian army are stretched. The military are, they've gone over, and especially with the in a whole lot in the last few years that had obviously stretched us. The House of Representatives had to do with insecurity. Raised the motion on the floor of the House for emergency deployment of power. We just have a lot of states, whether you like it or not. Whatever our oil installation as a nation is at the moment. You understand what that means? On your radio set, or you turn it off completely?
Lagos. What we are seeing now, despite the faculty behind this sweeping mayhem with his own statements, different kind of statements, we will throw fire in it. This means this is a kind of a preparation, for 20. Some soldiers were killed. 3 were killed by. Are they not volatile zones that this kind of democracy we are practicing? This is what the Yoruba is. It means that you cannot, with a softness, collect something from this kind of person. So these ones now, they are here so that they
yes.
Nigeria.
The president being proactive rather than, we've always accused the government on being reactive, right? So maybe this is the president just.
I agree to you.
I agree to you too, my brother.
Happy Friday. I was at by 5 o'clock now. I'm Mr. Morawan. What is your hearing from you?
Yeah, of course, I'll give you the lineup surely.
Go to the issue of, the Supreme Court told us to go and work, and we are working. So it's now a 2-1, and not 2027 will arrive by himself. So all these alliance, let's watch the loss to Jonathan.
Okay.
The other time when he lost to Jonathan, joined the APRD, supporting the same president against Jonathan. Green Sheba yesterday. It's not.
I know, because we're always very gracious.
Even though you don't like my club, Chelsea, that was something I would not like to.
Your club will not start off for this season. Trust.
No, you are not a politician. Assuming as a politician, you have double by friend before you become before you have the power, you may be stand. I'm not a fan of anything called military. I'm not a fan of this. I told the result. And to learn this side and the people of the left. This is enough to bring up. We are still suffering it right now. Because that's why we have a lot of scarcity of petrol. That's why we finance are not working. Now, to me, President Goodluck never believed that there's Boko Haram. He believed that some people in his daughter have for marriage. Supposedly at that time, when he died, because the governor cannot tell me, most governors at that time cannot tell me, they don't know what is going on. But now in Rivers, to me, I believe that maybe if this is clear 2024, and 2004, at time, what is that comment? They love it. That's politician for you. Please, if you be a politician,
thank you. Thank you very much. So while we find out what we want to do in Rivers, left fire, this evening by 5 p.m. Let me just sneak this in. They will come back and pick the calls. Pastor Ambrose, I'm sorry, William choose Ekong, and there's also Calvin Basia and online. Deep behind the attackers, the current African footballer of the two goalkeepers, there's Bibo, there's Papada, Eagles of Nigeria. So let's get back to the radio. Let me talk to Madam If.
How's the weekend going?
Well, what we'll prepare.
Let me distribute this family in the house in Bayelsa. I just see also. The next thing now, you can go cook. Look when I did it. You know that I'm setting the drip. You're not having any disturbance from anybody. That's what to do in life as you are now. I can your day you are. Portray yourself to people. That's how they will take.
Okay, well, I don't know how these things work. Like a typical Nigerian politician does his own. It is about interest. They always tell you that, there are no permanent friends or permanent. Is based in Rivers and is constantly fought. I remember on the 28th, this Supreme Court judgment bring peace and and present the budget to the House of Assembly. The same House of Assembly that you complex, the same House of Assembly that you ignored, and you presented a 1.1 chambers. The same ones that you've abandoned and ignored, they are the ones you want. So there was a lot of power play going on, and sometimes you feel like it's the people that will suffer, like they always say, went to
But what he did not tell us was to get from for Fubara. All about Wike's interest. That's the point I'm trying to make the issue in Lagos. If he was really interested in resolving these things, higher than Tinubu, because nobody controls Tinubu to state. Wike has said is not the only person who knows how to.
That have been made from good parties.
Wike has been threatening fire and brimstone, and it's not because it is Fubara. I don't know Fubara. This man Wike is like a vehicle that has no brake. Wike, you were the one that brought Secondus. You were the one that removed him. What exactly does Wike want? I think Tinubu should.
Because they always say that if you want to eat with the, because when all of the bill, Mr. Fubara is just part of then Governor Wike's campaign trail. You will not even imagine that he's the one that has been the FCT minister. He said that a lot of people thought he was going to pick his commissioner for finance. The question everybody is asking is this: what were those things that were agreed on between both of them? Lose or grassroots? Is this about the love for the people? Was bombed. I heard that they are gunning for the soul of the state. And I asked him again, what do you mean, Honorable? The former governor is demanding for a certain amount. We don't know all of these things. But whatever it is administration, there's something must be wrong somewhere. And I think Nigerians deserve to know what went wrong. Hello, good evening.
Yes, I did here now.
Please rise. By the second half, by 6
box like no word. And the championship is champion. Activating weekend now. Where was a River State governor, Mr. Project? Why with a Supreme Court judgment, he won the case? Why don't you celebrate? And the Supreme Court judgment is a winner take all. Mr. Governor, the legislator, see the advantage got on it. They agree. So some people are now calling Tinubu now. They call it the brainwashing. They say the joy can never last forever. Even though the best policy in this country today is calculated, look all those things make any mockery. It's not a threat of Tinubu. I love that. What I will say. You know,
the Super Eagles of Nigeria match, whatever is already going past. There's Alex Iwobi, there's the middle passer striker in Demona Lukman, there's Simon Chukwuka. But we're talking politics today. To draw, it's a win or ball.
This is Babalola calling from Agudo.
Okay, you're welcome, Mr. Babalola.
I'm not surprised. That's the hypocrite of people. When they see the right to this situation, people are praising that it mediates between them. Is that how to mediate with all those shenanigans is constituting in Rivers? And you didn't even give me shit to consult with the National Assembly.
National Assembly, ratified that decision.
Listen to his broadcast at 7 o'clock on Sunday.
Sure.
So we are looking at the situation. I was looking from where you have done the right thing.
platform, they are just condemning the man as that's not the way for us to take it down. They are planning against 2027. Everybody knows that.
The stadium is absolutely I don't know why my producer decided to put like okay, so I'll just keep giving you highlight as the game is going, some form of like an update show, not exactly a commentary, like an update show on do that for you immediately. Okay, for the Rwanda, there's Bizimana, there's Akim Shabaho, there's Samuel Gutile playing the Super Eagles of Nigeria in Kigali. Wow,
it's like
so let's get it on Aglichbar.
No, if you is our president today, you will do this.
Try and call back. So now we will choose Erkong at the Milan's Samati at defensive midfielder. All of these guys are starting the winner. Hello, good evening.
Hello, good evening.
Good have
Mr. President. We say to cure a medicine, the best in the land, has been causing a lot of unrest. And this matter will die down because this man will no longer have power to oppose a system problem in the land. And the people are saying, stop the man that has been causing bleeding the truth and preventing it because of what we always start to get the truth. That is why both of you very much for the work we are doing.
Mr. James, thank you very much as well. The game has kicked off and it looks like the game is already on the ground and the medics are attending to him. This is going to be, they call him the masked man, the son of Zorro, even his new club Turkey. And
good evening to you, Okoyemi, and the house engineer from Yaba.
Engineer, we are running
to our picture. We said they should go and settle the thing. Okay, up to he wanted to obey. These people went in court and he wanted to obey it, they didn't allow it. And it is very committee because without him, God, and he could not obey it because the House of Assembly member were not they are not complying. You see, all these things is not, and so the students have been saying no more a secretary of PDP. Supreme Court said you should continue to be the secretary by fire by force.
So there was an interpretation to that judge.
They fought everything in Nigeria to wrestle power, even because May 29th, God will intervene.
Okay, thank you very much. Let me read some of your messages. I know that this is the situation, but of course, the Super Eagles game is also a situation, and we hope that we'll be able to run. Whatever is happening, also pick them as we go on. This is Sean is texting and says the resolution of the rivers crisis is very important to the survival of our country. But my code, the other state with serious security issues that should have led to state of emergency in at least 8 fairly human lives. How much is a cow now? Some are over 2 million compared to human lives. I pray this precedence of state of emergency. Chris from K2 says, I don't need to ask you if you followed what happened at the night persons, and there's nothing anybody could do since it has entered one chance boss. Okay. Members of the so-called Senate, the military, the police, the judiciary, and INEC have always been compromised. Oᴏᴜ, your vote will not clear. On the political inquisitive assembly, Fᴏʟʟᴏᴡ tried as a see Nigeria beyond 2027. This is coming. It's a good day one of the children, and it's very pathetic that Nigeria will differ. One would come back. It is still goalless. 7 minutes into the game, it's an all-important win or bust.
Economic and Trade Expo in China is cordially inviting well-meaning private and corporate organizations to participate in an upcoming Economic and Trade Expo happening in Changsha City, Hunan Province, end of 2025. It's happening in Changsha City, exhibitor, or you can register as a purchaser, meaning you can register as somebody who wants to come and showcase their own business, or you can register as someone who wants to purchase or buy. Registration closes on to inquire 470981. There's also the Chinese market, or you need help with sourcing your products or logistics, or 0703 447 0991.
We should shut down the National Assembly. Let's shut down. If we cannot save this country, we stay in our homes. the sun, but when elephants fight, vote right here in the Situation Room. Here, human concerns. Stay tuned to the Situation Room with 𝐴̀ọ̀pẹ̀yẹmí. Situation Room. We are always watching.
That's why I can say there.
They must know that this is a bad time for our nation.
Of a good news for us here, away from all of the drama around Rivers and this, the marksman himself are talking about the immediate past of Ademola Lookman, the current African footballer of the year. So Nigeria leads one. Let's stick to politics. By 6 o'clock, you have to come back. Nigeria won, Rwanda nil. Let's get back to the phone lines. Hello, good evening.
Mr. Apple.
You're welcome.
Good evening. This is John calling from Ajata.
Okay.
Sabiola on top of Nigeria City. He is the president of Supreme Court. Illegality, the day that the illegality started in Lagos, that we have two report.
Oh, good evening.
Bro, good evening.
You're welcome.
I have one song to sing. In years,
okay.
I need gone now.
You will get that one at home.
The game was happen. I want to come see. I am thinking about this man. Those people who are fighting my answer, enjoy if any party now, congratulate you. Sometimes, you know, the reason why I was angry with Oga Fuad in the morning, Godfather, there is like, if we sign the budget for this, if we approve the budget for this man, this one will become powerful again. Is that too big to ask for? This one demolish in a democracy. You demolish fishing or even family politics and expect not to get hot.
So that the game and then Nigeria are leading away from home in a park. You can have a full capacity stadium, just to get things done. I've been waiting for these people to prove me wrong or voted for them. And these people is only wasting his time. Saka in Japan. The game resumes and it's still 1-0 in favor.
You remember, I said he tried to hamper his second chance in 2020 president. He should be careful. Let's see.
0. Hello, good evening. Hello.
Constitution. And when they talk about
hello. You're welcome.
This Pastor Emmanuel, my first time calling. Love this station. I do listen every time.
Thank you.
For sometimes see the fact. Let us see fact is no truth. How can you impose state somebody in the wicked brought him? The wicked was not expecting before. It was a local government. Somebody brought it to a local government chairman. Somebody making a government. They are saying the fact. May God show mercy to every one of us so that we make everyone the last day.
Okay. This is a long one here. This one says, my name is Achogba. So people like, okay. Viewers on this show. I felt that happened to Wike, who is the originator of all. A good show you're doing. You're combining sport. What is going to ask the military administrator? That's higher. Took us out the other time.
Yes. Thank you, then. Yes.
Now,
Muslim Musa that Tinubu is a very big politician. As an elderly man, what is the best?
3600-0410. The Super Eagles of William Troost-Ekong and now Moses Simon had also missed another chance. And I mean, anything at all, an attack without that was a brilliant save from minute in the game. Victor Osimhen's goal. Hello, good evening.
Well, I'm back. That to protect the sovereignty of this country.
True.
Part of the sovereignty of this, to defend the sovereignty of this country, and Nigeria assets. So he has the power because he overdid so many things. You mentioned the half of the state of assembly. This is the point. I look at these people. The model is the Supreme Court. It will never get to the Supreme Court. This thing must have died there.
Thank you.
So what I will say
by past 6, I will pick more calls on Sports Cruise, but let me quickly sneak in this one. It's a message and it says, nobody should speak evil of Mr. Fuad's submission in the morning. Do you know how many houses Wike demolished as a governor? Wike brutalized the PDP candidate and locked him up about being stopped. We've come to the end of the show today, Friday, And of course, for the week, it's been an amazing time. Thank you to everyone that has joined the show. From Rivers, we couldn't respond to. We say thank you. This program returns on Monday. I have a match report for the second half of Victor Osimhen. Stick around. Next up is the Sunset News on Mila 98.3 FM.